Here we go. All right, I'm going to start unlike ever before. Today is one of those moments that we don't take lightly because when someone has spent years just showing up in their craft with consistency, depth, and integrity, you feel and you respect it. My guest today is someone whose work has reached millions of people across the world, not just through one role, but through a career built on presence, intuition, and authenticity. Many of you know him as FBI agent Aram Moshabai on the Blacklist, a character that brought intelligence, heart, and humanity into every single scene, and also made our daughter Faith want to be an FBI profiler.
What?
But his work goes far beyond that, from film projects like The Visitor, A Stand-Up Guy, to special appearances including Law and Order, SVU, shout out to Mariska, The Mentalist, and Homeland. He has consistently brought something real into every single role he steps into. But for us, he didn't just step into a role, he stepped into our lives because this beautiful man reached out and started sending messages to our daughter Faith years ago when she was having her 33rd surgery and give her so much hope and resilience and love, and would send us messages in his car and would send us messages all the time, let us see his beautiful dog, and even talk to me before I had 2 spinal surgeries. Amazing human being who I have just grown such a respect for. He's here. It's Amir. He's amazing. Thank you for being here. Did I do the introduction justice, Faith?
Yeah, you can.
Here he is. Say hello.
Oh my
Hello,
God. Hello, Faith. Oh my goodness. The greatest name in the world. Mom named you perfectly. Holy crap. I can't believe I'm meeting you. This is the message has been going this direction. I've heard from your mom, but I'm really happy to hear from you. I can't really see you because the background, if you come closer.
There you go.
uh,
She's very
wow.
camera shy. I don't know why, but I tell her she's absolutely stunning, but she's camera
I'm
shy.
obsessed, I'm obsessed with her haircut.
Right? Isn't it bad? It's amazing.
You mean badass, right?
Yeah,
Bad as in badass.
badass. It's badass. She's a badass. You see what she got for me as a surprise? She went and got this tattoo. It says Karamia Survivor, my
And my idol.
idol, as a gift for me, and surprised me with it.
Is that a real tattoo? Is that like
Oh yeah, it's real. It's
how
real.
old, how old are you, Faith?
Almost 20.
Almost 20.
Wow. And I see other tattoos. You got some
Yes.
ink.
I have 5.
This is the Phoenix where she's overcome and rose through the ashes.
Wow. That's so awesome. What else? What else? What other tattoos you got?
I'm not sure if you
A
can.
wolf and then 3 hearts.
He started his head.
See. I got this one for my dad.
What is that one?
It's him holding a finger of a guy and says, "Guy, you gotta choose your destiny."
Choose your destiny. And why did you pick that? Tell him the story behind Choose Your Destiny.
One night after I had him his first night we got home, I remember my dad checking on me. I remember him whispering to me, "Choose your destiny." And because of that, I always loved that and I got that tattoo.
Well, you have to go back a little further. As you know, I survived domestic violence and I was a single mom and I fought and got the rights terminated. But from day one, I told her the only man I would ever allow to be her dad is Michael. And so Michael was my soulmate that I met 25 years ago, and we broke up and I rebounded like an idiot and met this monster that beat me when I was pregnant. And so we got back together and he asked her permission to adopt her. And she told him that mom always told me you'd be the only man she'd ever let be my dad. And so he asked her to choose her destiny and he adopted her. And that's how that happened. Oh, he's so soft.
It's too much. My God. I think adoption is one of the most noblest things someone can do on this world.
She wrote a poem during the adoption process and had the judge even crying in there. It was so beautiful.
It was absolutely so beautiful.
Our daughter is very talented at writing.
She's written a bunch of books, and we almost lost her, as you know, a couple years ago. And we were in the ICU, as I have told you, and I was playing your videos for her, and she was listening, and I was like, I promise, just listen. He's talking about how strong you are.
I'm gonna be honest here. I don't remember because I've been in and out the whole time, now half a kind of live. So I'm just being honest here.
Yeah, she went into complete organ failure. They told us they'd make her comfortable and she wouldn't make it through the night. And I maybe threatened to like get Raymond involved and put her, somebody else in the hospital, but said, no, she's going to make it through. She's going to be here. And she fought through and won. And now she's here and she's amazing and beautiful. And she just helped finish doing what is called the Stucco Squad series, which we created 11 books that is for ages 4 to 8. And Stucco, our golden retriever, is in the books and helps children who are going through a bad home life and domestic violence and things of that nature realize it's not their fault, that they're not bad kids, that they do deserve to get better. And she mentors those kids and she talks to those kids and she supports those kids. And she's helped me write courses for the academy that we don't charge for. And this is my gift. This is my life. My reason for getting up in the morning is this beautiful girl right here.
So, two things. Regarding the hospital where you organ failure and you thought you lost her, I have been contemplating a lot the science of faith. It's from all the way from creation of a baby to the cosmos and the stardust. There's a whole lot of new innovations that are happening now with what the cosmos is and dark matter and the material universe. Actually, I just read this yesterday. The material universe that we know of, and when I say I know of, it's the galaxy, where gravity works, the way we think we know it. And I'm getting way esoteric here. Saturn, Jupiter, and other galaxies, all that. Sorry about that. Sorry, let me just turn that. Oh, hold on. Let me just, whoops. Okay. And that everything we sort of know or have studied in life, built up all the science and education, every star and everything. I hope I'm not getting this wrong. Some scientist is going to listen to this and be like, what is that guy talking about? But it only makes up 5% of, it's called the matter. And then there's 37% is dark matter, which changes the properties that we know, where gravity doesn't work in the same way exactly, which is beyond the universe. And then there's 67% or 63% of dark matter energy, which drives things that we can't even. So it's so incomprehensible and the design is so tremendous and so beautiful. I almost feel like there are scientists where the only conclusion is the presence of some kind of God, and our only brain. I'm not trying to sell God or science or versus.
No.
People ask me, do you if you believe in God, or do you? I'm more of a Darwinian and a Big Bang Theory. I don't fully subscribe to Adam and Eve, but what I do in the sense is that I know what I don't know, and I really ponder the limits of what a human brain can understand. And we were designed with this ability to have a whole lot of perception and a whole lot of thoughts, and one of the things humans are gifted with that not all the animal kingdom is, but actually that's not entirely true, but imagination. And imagination to me is connected to faith. And all the stories we tell each other, from whether it be from the Bible or Hindu texts or the Quran or the Torah. And those, I am going way out there. And those stories are a series of, I don't know what is happening to me right now. I'm very inspired by your story and by the three of you, that series of imagination that has built upon learning is a series of actions and devotions and practices that have helped. Mostly, I don't believe in any extreme fundamentalism that believes other people should die because their way or the highway. That to me is sort of against nature and spiritual. That's me. I'm not going to speak for other people who do believe in that, but that is not. I'm not down with that. That building of imagination has helped us. So our faith, or people's faith has helped an ability to understand and navigate this super confusing and magical, strange, challenging universe. And I can only imagine with all the surgeries and all the things you have both been through, and the three of you have been through, that there is, how can this happen? How can I get through this? And calling upon faith for help. How do we even know to call upon faith for help? That is the brain's ability to process things. And therefore, it is part of our biology. There's a part of the brain that lights up when people pray. It also works in meditation. I learned it. So there's actually you can build a musician muscle or a language muscle. There actually is a faith muscle in the brain. And that is part of our design. I don't know where this is all coming from. I've never said all this before. That is so that when the incredible design of things or miracles, and it sounds like, our young faith here is proof of multiple miracles as well as you are. And also, one more thing I want to say, this that always fascinates me, people like human creation, life, that the existence of any individual in human history, you, me, is a mathematical miracle, because there's no way you could win the lottery or even the chance of you winning the lottery 10,000 times and being struck by lightning 10,000 times is more likely than your creation, because that egg and that sperm had to meet at that exact time, and those two people had to meet, and at that exact moment, of all the sperms that could come from the male, and all the eggs that could have dropped, and all the people you could have met, and at that moment in time, at that moment in history, for that egg to meet that egg is a mathematical miracle. So as you just are telling me this and what they said and what happened, and I'm in and out and I don't remember, but and then I'm not even getting into quantum physics. There's one other thing that just got me recently: particles versus. Okay, I'll stop.
You have to stop.
When we observe something, I don't know that when we observe something, it changes the behavior. I mean, the most literal example is if someone's put a camera on you, you might be more self-conscious or aware as an actor, you know what I mean? Or if someone's taking a photo of you, you're aware, so it changes the way you behave or something. That's the same with particles and atoms, which it's hard to sort of make sense of. There's some things where waves go different. Like you literally set up a recording device and they behave different. How would they know that? It's something in the kind of quantum mechanics of it all. I'm speaking like a layman's terms. And so the effect of faith on you and why you get up in the morning, where you think all these terrible things have befallen, but it has created such a sense of purpose and has altered your universe. And look at this joyous podcast, and that's how we connected. And I am just going way off on a tangent. Please forgive me for the listeners. I sound like a kooky person.
I can't wait for the title.
I don't know. And I've just been studying the science of creation and stuff. Like, do you know that when if a baby is sick and it is nursing on a breast, on a mother's breast, the way it sucks, if the baby is sick, the breast and the ducts know that it needs more of this calcium or this thing in the milk. It knows at night to provide more melatonin. Who's telling it that? How is it knowing that?
I actually knew that. I didn't know
Who
that.
designs this? Who designed that? That is some incredibly complicated, brilliant design that has morphed over the years. Is it from dark matter? Is it from God? Is it from quantum physics? I don't know. Is it just evolution? But where did the evolution start? Who directed that? Or it's not a who or a what, or it's a thing, or it's a oneness. I don't know, but I can't stop. Lately, as I get older, I really contemplate this stuff. I'm going to stop. It's really nice to meet you all.
Well, happy belated birthday as you talk about getting older.
Yes.
Just had a birthday, 21. Congrats.
20. Yes, March 24th, I turned backwards, lead 21. Yeah.
There you go. See? And she came in, she goes, Mom, look, he's doing a dance. And she showed me your little dance video on Instagram.
They were playing that. I was actually in LA at a basketball event, and forgetting the rapper's name, and they sang that song. I was just dancing, and then 2 weeks later, my birthday, and I was like, oh, let me post that. Anyway, thanks. I have to post more. It's hard. It's hard for me to keep up on the social media. It's a thing, but I have mixed feelings about it and so forth, and what to share and how to share, and also keeping up with it because it takes a lot of brain power, and I don't know. Anyway, hi.
Hi. So I have to tell you, I found the Blacklist when she was in the hospital. I never left her side. I stayed by her side for months and months. And one night it was on late at night, and I was like, oh, I'm going to watch this. And I'm just going to be completely transparent. I was never a James Spader fan at first. In the 80s, I was like, oh, I don't like him as an actor, right? In the 80s, I was like, oh,
He,
he's just a
he,
little
he
butt.
plays. He's really good at playing all those creepy guys and those
Yes.
lascivious and yeah.
But then I'm watching him, and at first I didn't even know he was James Spader in the Blacklist. And then I'm watching him, and I'm like, oh my God, this was made for him. Like this role was made for James Spader, right? And then I watch season 1, episode 3, one of my absolute favorite scenes ever, where he's sitting at the table and he puts a gun down and he says, all right, Aram, you have 2 minutes. And if you don't transfer $5 million over into this offshore account, and you're like, well, that's not very nice. And I was like, I don't know who he is, but I freaking love this character. Like I thought you were just amazing right then on that line. It was just from then on. She started watching it, and I remember one of the videos you sent her, you were like, your daughter watches The Blacklist? Oh, she's a little young to watch The Blacklist.
Yeah, I watched a lot of films like that when I was growing up.
Yes. But she wants to be an FBI profiler. That is her dream, and you were her inspiration. She loves to watch all of it. And how was it working on The Blacklist? You were there not long enough. I wish you were there for the season finale, which we will not talk about because either people loved it or hated it. One or the other.
Or haven't seen it yet.
Right. So how much fun was it going to work every day to do that show?
It was amazing. It was my dream job. I'll just start with that. It was the job I had, for lack of a better word, hope and faith and complicated with how and can I get on a series? I always wanted to be on a series. All right, there's a few things. You talked about that scene. You talked about James Spader. So of multi-pronged aspects of that question, but I'll go backwards. I always, pretty early on in my career, I knew I wanted to do a series, both for the regularity of the work. It's monetarily the sort of the best you can do, unless you're, most likely, unless you're Tom Cruise or something, they're like some, A-list, movie star. TV is sort of the best living, sort of actor can potentially have. And also I wanted my weekends because I was coming from a lot of theater and I loved theater, but theater doesn't pay well. And you give up all your nights and weekends and you give up your soul, and it just sort of consumes all of you, which I still love, which I still do, but I just didn't want to do that all the time. And I saw how hard it was to get a series. It's like, actually, speaking of miracles, it's a series of miracles that have to happen. One, you have to have the right representative submit you for the role, which also, even if you don't have that, there's a miracle in getting the right representatives. The egg meets the sperm. I'm going to right role. You have to do well with the appointment. Okay. They have to be willing to cast you because they don't have offers out to other people. Or you have to, look right or not look like the lead or not be too tall or too short, or, they want to change ethnicities for the role. So that all has to happen. Then you do a table read and you have to not get fired after the table read. Then you have to shoot the pilot and then they have to not replace you for the pilot. Then the pilot has to get picked up to series, and then it has to air on series with good advertising. And then the series has to be renewed and then hopefully renewed again. So all of these things have to fall into play. And I saw that, I maybe get 1 or 2 of those moments or 3 or 4 of those moments. I had been cast in a pilot and then it didn't go. I kind of sort of realized, I was like, I might get a series through the back door, because often if I audition and I'm a guest star in a series and it has the potential of recurring and it works, people can see what you can do better in a role than in an audition, in my opinion. Some people are great auditioners. Some people are great on set. I've gotten to be a better auditioner. I feel solid in my auditions now, but I don't think you can get the full expanse of what someone's going to do until they're on opening night on the stage or they yell action on set. So I'm going to jump ahead. My dream was when I was younger to be on Friends, like to be like Ross or Joey.
I was going to say Ross. Yeah.
I got a lot. People used to call me Schwimmer and stuff like that. And so And I'll never forget the moment. And then I wasn't because, 9/11 happened and I ended up getting cast in a lot of Middle Eastern roles and more serious projects. And I do drama and comedy, but I just kind of got known for drama. And I was like, I want to do comedy. And so I'll jump ahead. Blacklist happened. Blacklist evolved. I had improvised a joke on my first day. I'm jumping way ahead. That's a miracle that they didn't cut the joke, that I was able to say it at the end of a scene, that they kept it. The writer's like, who's that? Then they started writing to me and they started writing in my rhythm, my sense of humor rhythm. So all of a sudden now the magic is really happening. They are writing towards me. They say they're writing for the actors. And the same thing happened with James. Ironically, you asked about James. James was actually the 13th choice for that role, if you can believe that.
No. I swear that show was made for him.
It's but then once he was cast, it turned into this incredible vehicle for his skill set and his talent. So they always say that TV shows work really well when the writers, the actors, and the character's voices merge. And then things really take off. And that happened organically for me. That was kind of, they experienced that right away in the pilot for James. And that happened organically for me in a couple episodes of the first season that then made me a series regular. And I remember being interviewed in season 2. They had moved us to Thursday night, must see TV. NBC was suddenly had been like 4th or something and then was number 1 again. And our show was number 1 at the time. And I was being interviewed and then I realized that I had just been made a regular. And I was like, my dream was to be on Friends, and Friends was on Thursday nights on Must See TV. And now we're premiering on Thursday nights, and I'm kind of playing the Ross of the Blacklist. And I wanted to do comedy, and I'm kind of like the comic relief on this serious show. I was like, the dream actually did come true.
Yeah.
The dream actually did happen.
Yeah.
And the show ran 10 seasons. I ended up doing 9. The reason I wasn't in the last season was because I had an opportunity to play the lead in a Broadway show, which does not grow on trees. And that was too good to pass up as a challenge as an actor. I'd always wanted, but Blacklist just kept on going. I thought it would be done after 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I really wanted to see it all the way to the end. But, Broadway leads also usually go to, for plays, usually go to, the Denzel Washingtons, the Nathan Lanes, the really, 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 really the movie star, the high level known actors. And the role was extremely challenging. I remember the older actor was like, you might go your whole career and never have a role this good. And it was the Kite Runner, and the character's name was Amir. And it was like, oh my goodness. And so it was too good to pass up. And I was like, I had achieved this dream of doing a TV series. It happened. And I came from theater. I used to, when I was in my early 20s, I was going to see every Broadway show. My dream was to be on Broadway. And I was willing to play any part, much less a role of that, 2.5 hours on stage of that magnitude. So I was like, am I getting another dream opportunity? So to have two dreams come true. But then, when they're both done, then the depression hits and you have to kind of figure out, I'm living the dream. And then I actually, it's a little more personal, but I'll just say I remember when it was done. And then I was in my apartment and I was looking around and I was like, is this it? I'm just like back in the hustle of looking for parts, and it's like back to auditions and meetings. And I was like, this is just, I achieved the 2 things. There's a lot more I want to achieve. My goals have evolved. I have a lot of other projects that I'm interested in doing, and I'm shifting to directing, and I still want to do a series. And there's lots of things I'm interested in now. But I remember I was looking at my apartment and I was like, I think I want to live in a house. And I want to live in a house with big windows, but I don't want to live in a house alone. I think I'm ready to get married. And I'm getting married soon.
I wasn't going to say anything, but congratulations.
Kathy's in the other room. And because family was always my bedrock, and that never even occurred to me. I had told Kathy and most of my life, everyone, I was like, I'm not interested in getting married until I was. I really didn't think I wanted to get married. I was happy just being a partner. And anyway, so it's a bunch of miracles and surprises along the way. You just put your best foot forward. I've had a lot of heartbreaks along the way, a lot of heartbreak in roles and auditions and things not working out. And it's just been, you have to love it. And then you forget. I just ran into this actor I saw yesterday. I was going to rehearsal for the play I'm directing, and I ran into this actor. His name is Dominic Cologne. And I remember us starting out 20 something years ago and seeing him around, and and I still see him in things and so forth. And I was like, hey man, I don't know if you know me or remember me. He's looking at me like, you're friends with my friend. And I was like, listen, we started out at the same time. And I just want to say I'm still seeing you just doing amazing work, and I'm seeing you around. And, I don't know how old you are, but we're probably in similar stages. And I just want to just congratulate you. Don't forget, you're doing it. You did it.
That's awesome.
He was like, I needed to hear that. I can't believe you said that. I needed it. So we always have to forget and to do the look back. I mean, look at how far you guys have come. And it's hard to see that in advance. So the beauty of getting older is you get to look back and you can see the line and how it got drawn, how it got connected. How did that miracle actually happen? And there is a science of that miracle, you know, faith, hard work, hustle, belief, loved ones, positive energy, and luck. And you've all heard that we create our own luck. Luck just doesn't befall you. I guess it can, I guess you can win the lottery, but then people go broke winning the lottery.
Yeah.
Luck is something that you have to create around you, like manifestation. I really do. I believe there's a science of luck. And I remember my friend who works in NBA, and he says, in order to win a championship, you have to have three things. You have to be good, you have to be healthy, so you don't have major injuries, and you have to be lucky. That shot has to fall. I mean, I think everyone saw the UConn Duke game where the last minute shot they were supposed to lose and they won. And that's luck, but preparation and a play and focus. And it's like all these, again, I have started going off. I don't know what it is today. I'm on some insane tangents today, but
She brings it out of you because you keep saying faith.
Yeah,
she does. And the craziest bonus of the Blacklist is how popular the show became around the world, cross-culture identity and language. I have people meeting from all over the world stop me to this day. And then to be able to do things like this or Cameo and to meet people and say, you inspired me to be an FBI profiler, from like the dream. And that's what I'm saying. Like, this is like, who could have like sort of passing on the positive message. I didn't know that was part of my destiny. I couldn't have predicted that. What a sweet honor.
Well, if I may say something, Amir.
No.
I can't?
Yeah, you can.
Thank you. Thank you, boss. Somebody need to hear that today. Well, whenever we post this podcast, somebody need to hear it.
Of course.
Okay. So many times my wife has basically pulled teeth to get me to do a podcast because I'm a redneck. I'm horrible at it. I just absolutely suck.
Yeah.
And for me to get on a podcast with my wife and simply talk about our lives and the things that we went through, the hardships, the joys, the happiness, just playing with our dogs, whatever it may be, she'll get an email out of nowhere and say, "Thank you, Victoria. Your podcast helped save my life."
Oh, wow. Absolutely.
And then when I mentioned one of her books, one of the 54 books that she's written, especially Who Kicked First, her memoir of her abuse and what happened to her, somebody will write a review and write in and say, "Your book saved my life." And, just talking like we are now, somebody need to hear all about galactic energies and, manifestations, somewhere. But yeah, so it's for a reason.
Two things. One, you're absolutely great on a podcast. I can tell you for three reasons. One, you have a great voice and a great drawl. That is an accent we love to hear. Two, you're authentic. Authenticity is the most important thing in acting and in public profile and when people believe you. That's why, yeah. So, and when people are in acting class and so forth, people think like, oh, actors are great liars because they're good at pretend. No, great actors are really good at telling the truth. That if you're just doing it to kind of show off in masses, that you're not going to move us. It's actually finding the truth and exposing yourself inside of that character in the most vulnerable ways. That's it. So you're authentic. You got a great voice and your positivity. So like, you listen to the wife, do the podcast.
I didn't think I could like him any more than I do. Like, I didn't think so, but he just like, luck. Just nailed it.
Trying to think of
I have to ask you. You don't
so-
have to answer. What did you think of the final Blacklist, the finale?
I'm going to answer two parts. One, first, you asked me if I like going to work every day. I never, ever forgot that I was living my dream come true.
I love that.
But you have to understand that in 9 years, we all go through a lot in 9 years.
Sure.
A lot.
Yeah.
In fact, to get metaphysical, our body is completely different every 7 years. Every cell in our body has died and regenerated. So we're actually at a completely different.
I just said this last
You
night.
did.
I just said this last night. I said
So
that.
I had a complete and utter corporal change. So all the things that are, have happened in your life, you're experiencing that sort of with your, not every day is easy or hard. So, but I never, ever, ever forgot. And it bothered me too. I'm a little bit allergic. I mean, it happens. We have to do it. And you have to do it at pillow talk is the most important time. I have a little bit of an allergy. I'm a little bit allergic to complaining. Like if I hear complaining,
Love this.
but but we have to, we're humans. We have broken hearts and we have broken dreams and broken feelings and frustrations and so forth. But if that negativity perpetuates itself, and positivity, which is a hard thing and meditation is a hard thing to maintain, but it also perpetuates itself and then it gets easier, just like any skill set, just like acting, construction, and so if I could feel myself, maybe getting negative or getting sucked into some gossip or sucked into the things, I would try to walk my way. Actually, and you'd have to catch yourself, or I'd talk to my psychiatrist or my partner but I never, ever forgot how fortunate I am. And then I'm leaving the dream, and even actors in the union, in the history of actors, like 0.0001% get to do a series like that, much less a role that feels so catered to you and that you have a certain authorship over for. I mean, this is just, and then the things that it opened up were I couldn't have imagined. I never, in my worst days, I was always like, and I always fought for my dream. And you can imagine what it is to leave your dream for another dream. Like that is. And so, yes, I was sad I wasn't in the finale, and then I wasn't but I was also very content with my decision. To also left a lot of money on the table. I could have used that money. I have a house now. I could have used that money. But a Broadway debut is
huge.
That night, that opening night, and there's a big part of that story where the character of Amir wants to be a writer, and his parents are immigrants, as are mine, and the dad is very concerned, and it's like you have to go into a practical trade, like a lot of people say you have to. It's impractical, and I always had this experience. My mom was the one who kind of, I would say, kickstarted me, because I was in the second grade and I did a play and I had 2 lines, and after the play she came up to me and goes, "You have talent." So I joined the drama club. That wouldn't have happened if she didn't say that. And then I naturally excelled at the drama club. I wasn't a great reader, but I was good at drama club. And I got an award in the 6th grade at 12 years old. Further encourages me. Then I got an award when I was a senior in high school, and people were like, "Oh, what do you want to do for a living?" And my mom was like, "He wants to be an actor because that is his passion." And my dad was, "You're going to be an FBI profiler or something cooler because you studied to be an FBI profiler. The vocation finds you. Your vocation finds you." I'm the director now. I didn't sign up to be a director, but after all these years of acting, it's clear that I want to participate in telling the story, and I feel like I can help. But my dad, don't worry, this ends with a very positive note about him. My dad was much more practical. It's a tough profession. You're a smart kid. You could go into computers. You're like your mother. You have a good sense of people. You could be a psychiatrist. And I was interested in those things. I wanted to be a teacher. And so I always wanted to prove to him it'll work. It'll be okay. So I had this perfect blend of blind belief and encouragement, like call it faith, and then the science of practicality from my dad. And they were both right. And God, how lucky I am that they came together. And I always had that, this can happen, but oh gosh, I really need to make it happen and work hard. And then so I would always, if I didn't get a part, he said, "This is your chosen profession. You have to show up. You have to work hard. You have to be good." But when I would tell him I got something, his reaction is like, oh, yes. And it always to this day feels good when I tell him I get a job, more than it is to tell my mom. Like it's so like I'm grown ass man. I still like, and curry my dad's favor and approval. So on the opening night, the hardest thing was for me to tell, I got a family Zoom to tell my dad I'm exiting the Blacklist to make this Broadway debut. And I was really vulnerable about it because I know he's worried about me, and it's good money and a very popular show and a great job. Like, that was the hardest, conveying that to him. And my mom was like, this is great. Another dream. You're expanding. You know what I mean? And I was scared to share with him because I didn't want his disappointment. And he said, no, no, no. It's really Broadway. No. Okay. No, no, no. This is good. Okay. 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 But then we got to opening night, and there's a whole aspect of him wanting his father's approval to be an artist. That character, he wants to be an artist. He
Amir
wants to be a writer.
in
Amir in The Kite Runner wants his dad's approval to be a writer.
Oh,
Dad
wow.
is an immigrant, is like, that's not practical. I didn't come to this country and spend all this money on your education for you to piss it away on being a writer. So I'm telling this story, and that only kind of fully occurs to me while I'm doing the show. And at the end of the show, at the opening night, it went great. And I'm giving a curtain speech, thanking the director, writer, and everybody, and every cast member, and so forth. And when we finished, the house lights come up, and everyone's walking up the stage. And I look in the back of the theater. I see my dad.
Wow.
With the thumbs
He's gonna
up.
make me cry.
Best moment ever. One of the great moments of my life. One of the great moments of my life. I'm in mid 40s when I'm doing that, and so forth. And it was connected and then my mom told me at opening night at the party, because it took me a while to find them. He kept going around saying, I'm Amir's father. That's my son. Are you kidding me, dude? That is man.
There's nothing better than that.
So if nothing else, I'd love to, if I didn't have any more days, and I hope I have many, I've lived a very good life with a lot of blessings. And also, I'll just be straight up, because this is the right place to tell you. Anxiety and depression runs in my family, and I have to. It's probably a good source of my gratitude when I feel good, and I can have a third eye and know that I should be grateful, and am grateful, but my heart doesn't feel it. Like I'm aware of it, but the art. So it takes a lot of practice, but also therapy, sometimes medication, walk the dogs. So all these things, you speak about my positivity and all these dreams come true, not without a lot of tears.
Yeah.
But we're aware of the good. When people get real, okay, I'll stop talking. You know all this. Oh my God, I'm doing I'm just going off on tangents. You guys, it's very inspiring.
Well, this child over here has been absolutely amazing. I left my corporate career, and between the two of us, we have well over 150 surgeries between the both of us. And so we wanted to be able to help people who have survived, because I went through it alone, and I don't ever want anybody to go through it at all, yet alone. And so I created the Contagious Smile Academy. And so she helped create courses, and they're free, if not like $5. And we have let me tell you that. We're trying to get sponsors to help, because we've been floating it on our own. And we were trying to help take care of everybody and her. And then my husband lost his job on top of all of it. So we've been doing all this, and I said, I'm not going to stop. This is what I'm going to keep doing. And then we did the Stucco Squad as well. And our podcast is a top global 1% podcast. And we keep doing this because I refuse to give up on people. I just can't do it. And people who are going through this, I tell them, you have survived 100% of your worst days. And that is a hell of a track record, because you think about.
Love that. I want to use, I'm feeling that. You have survived 100%
of your worst days. And I say that when I'm doing speaking engagements. Close your eyes and just realize, I was laying on the floor, stabbed over a dozen times, my face broken. I was totally disfigured. And I survived that. I can get through today because I got through that. And it's in the rear. It's behind me. That's why the rearview mirror is behind you, and you only look at it once in a while. Everything is forward. You keep forward. I've talked to so many people that's like, I don't have much in me anymore. And I'm like, do you have a little flicker, a tiny little light? And they said, well, maybe that's all. That'll start a wildfire, and I'm going to help you get there. And I will help every step of the way. And she helps every step of the way. And she's just amazing. And like, she doesn't understand how amazing she is. They told her she'd never talk because what is surprising, can you do the lemon lazy love? Can I tell him? All right. She was born with almost a non-existing tongue. It's basically not there. It's about 1 millimeter, and her anatomy is totally different. And she was on a story on NBC and she got her Emmy, kind of like you. I know I'm not supposed to say that, but I'm a mom and I can brag. I'm like Amir's dad, right? So,
I'm not a fan of recognition or anything like
right.
that.
So she, go ahead and say, now you have to try to do this. Say lemon lazy lollipop without using your tongue. Go ahead and do it.
Lemon lazy lollipop.
Oh, can I try it?
Absolutely.
Lemon lazy.
You're moving your
lollipop.
tongue. I see it. You have to hold it down. Don't cut it. Don't move it.
Lemon lazy lollipop. No,
You
I
do it
don't think
again?
that's not great. No, but I'm not
Lemon
hitting
lazy
it.
lollipop.
But yeah, I'm hearing her L sound. That's so much like I can hear her L sound without that's anyway. We're putting I feel like can I ask a question? Can I ask a
Please.
question? Because I was actually going to ask this for Faith. So you may not have been asked this before. Is it hard all the attention that is put on you and all the hardships, like the attention on the hardships you've went through as well? That is because you're kind of, thrust into the spotlight from everything you've been through and everything you've done. I'm curious about that. Do you ever sometimes just, yeah, that's my question.
Honestly, I'm not always a fan of spotlight because of how I am, but I try to help people when I can. Even though I've been through a lot, I don't want people to go through anything hard either. And if they haven't, always want to be there for them, no matter what. And even if it means being put in the spotlight, I'm willing to help those who need it.
Incredible. Incredible.
Amazing. And we always do things differently. Like I've never thrown her into the spotlight. Like she's overcome everything that's been put in front of her. And we always talk about it. Like my greatest gift and honor in my life is being her mom. Hands down, no questions asked, hands down, even though I've lost my hand recently. But it's the fact that she
You
is
lost your
just,
hand recently?
3 years ago.
What may I ask why? What happened?
Well, it started with the domestic violence, and I put all of my injuries to the side to take care of her because she had to have a tracheostomy when she was in the NICU for 6 months, and she had it for 2.5 years. And we were fed through a feeding tube. They said she'd never eat by mouth, and she was epileptic and she had seizures and
Was.
right
Not.
was and I was a single mom dealing with all of this by myself, and so all of my injuries got put to the side. So in my face, I call them my Frankenstein scars. I have 26 pieces of metal in my face, but both my jaws had to be completely rebuilt, shoulders rebuilt. They did 19 surgeries to correct my arm. My fingers were all broken and shattered. My ulnar nerve was shattered. Nerve transposition, nerve transfers. What else? I had four TENS units, an implanted device, a spinal implanted device. And on the day of my amputation, you're going to make me cry. My daughter tells my surgeon I want you to take my arm so that my mom can have it after everything she's done for me. See, I knew you were going to make me do this. I want her to have my arm.
I would have.
And she said, I want you to have my arm so that because she's always been by my side and never let me go and always fought for me. And so I want to do something for her. And she offered the surgeon to give me her arm. And I said, absolutely not. You're not doing that. No way. And she said, well, you would give it to me. And I said, you're right. And then my daughter's a prankster, and she always pranks my husband and everybody else.
Oh, yes, I am.
And she begged the surgeon to take her arm. And I said no. And then she asked the surgeon, have you ever killed anybody? Because my mom better not be your first. And she was like, my mom better not be your first. And so every surgery I've had, I've never taken a single pain medication. I've never taken anything for pain because I have to come home and take care of her and be ready at the drop of anything. And so I have come home from all my surgeries the same day and taken care of her. And she's my inspiration. She's my reason.
I've never
Why
heard anything like that.
I
I've never heard a kid saying "take my arm." I've never.
oh
Even
my
heard it.
God.
I don't
Yeah.
even know about some. I don't even.
She did. She begged the surgeon, and he was emotional.
And I'm not a beg on that.
No, you never beg. And she begged him.
You know, you can't take care of anyone else unless you take care of yourself.
I'm
You know
deaf.
that.
I lost my hearing. I'm 100% deaf in this ear. I had to take my eardrum, and I'm 88% deaf in this ear now from the abuse too. And so I have a hearing aid. But she is my everything. This kid is my light and my love, and I just want to see her succeed and have the happiest of life. And there's not a day that goes by I don't tell her how much I love her and what she means to me, and that she's my rock and my heart. And just people, everyone, Amir, whenever you get in the room with this young lady, it changes your whole life. Me in a room with her changes who you are as a person, because she will be at a hospital and we'll be coming out, and she saw somebody who had a trach, and he was miserable, and she was like, when it comes out, this is what it'll look like. And she showed her scar, and
I may not cough my half come a little shy, but I do and we're going now.
and she just has the biggest heart, and I just want her to see how I want her to see her through my eyes, because she's beautiful and stunning and amazing, and she's my hero and my inspiration, hands down, without a question. She really is.
It's very clear.
Thank you. Thank you. She's my everything. She is. And
you're my everything.
You're my heart.
You're my soul.
I'm your soul. And so she's everything. And so I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, you remind me of what my mom said to me when she gave me my mom used to give me Chicken Soup for the Soul, those books.
I love those books.
She goes, the decision to have a child is to have your heart go beating outside of your body for the rest of your life.
100%.
You're my heart, but I've not heard a kid say to their mom, "You're my soul." She wins. She's topping you.
When she was 10, they interviewed her privately, and they said, what is your mom to you? And she said, she is a mountain. And they took that clip and framed it and presented it to me. She's stronger than a mountain. That's right. And they framed me that clip and gave it to me. And it's been amazing. And like this kid, she's so vibrant and full of life and never gets depressed or down. And like we celebrate every moment, because I was never supposed to hear her talk. I was never supposed to hear her walk, or I wasn't going to be able to hear her speak. And I didn't hear my daughter until she was 2.5 years old. And we don't take one laugh for granted. Every Saturday night is father-daughter movie night, and they watch horror movies, and there's no phone. We watch, there's no phones at the table, and we have conversations, and she will go up to somebody who has special needs and just start talking to them everywhere we go. And it's, when I say my greatest honor is being her mom, like it is. This is the love of my life.
Can I ask you a question?
Absolutely.
Besides your daughter, what is the next greatest honor of your life?
My husband.
I knew you were going to say that. So now I'm going to ask you what your third greatest honor is.
My grandparents who raised me, who taught me to be the mom I am, because I didn't have the parents. And I refused to bring on that cycle. I stopped the cycle because my biological dad put the man who beat me in my life, knowing what he would do to me. And I was never going to let her have that parent, because she deserved better and deserved more. So I fought and got the rights terminated. And I fought to keep her safe and protected. And that's why we're here and we do what we do.
And what is your favorite thing to do for yourself?
Like you guys, have you tried to work and keep us afloat and all that?
Help other people. That's all I know. That's what I do.
Do you have a favorite TV show?
A Blacklist! It is.
A show that, amazing. Yay, thank you. A favorite show that is not shared with your daughter and your husband that you watch by yourself? A guilty pleasure, a Housewives, a Paradise.
I don't have time. They'll tell you I work 20 hours a day, 7 days a week.
Whoa.
And I'm on call. I went to a person's house that had 6 kids the dad was abused, and I was there on a standoff with him until midnight, and I went to court to help protect the children. And this is what I do. I help people 24 hours a day. I'm always available. And so this is what I do. And I've been doing it for free forever, and we've almost lost our house. And all because we keep helping people. And this wasn't supposed to happen. I mean, you're supposed to make me cry.
Where's all this damn pollen coming from?
What'd you say?
I never cry like this.
Pollen everywhere.
But we don't want other people to go through what we've been through, and we've stopped the cycle. And I mean, they told me, and all the doctors had told her that she should never have survived, and it was because of me. And I'm like, no, I don't. It's because of her. I mean, it was her. And
Well, now we have pollen.
I mean, she's
He
my
started it.
reason. It's his fault. She's my reason. I mean, I try to pay it forward because I don't push religion either, but I know hands down that our purpose is to help others. And so that's what we do. And I don't look a gift horse in the mouth because I'm not supposed to be here. I was told I wouldn't be here, and she wasn't going to be here. And
I have an assignment for you.
oh God.
Won't work.
Let me write it down. Hold on. Okay, go ahead.
This is bizarre.
Okay.
This is bizarre, but it's very, very clear. Anyone who meets you or comes across you, that you can't imagine a mother and being more dedicated than their daughter than you.
Thank you.
And from that, being a dedicated wife or girlfriend, wife or girlfriend? Wife, a dedicated wife. And then you hear by extension, dedicated gratitude to those who raise you. That you are a beacon, and you see that helps people, and you get those emails, and you have sacrificed your day, possibly your home. That is clear. And that has become your identity, which is a beacon and which is godly. Now, I would like you to find something in your life that is selfish. Does that make any sense? And it shouldn't, not selfish at the expense of anyone else. And you're going to be there for everyone first and foremost, but something for yourself that makes you happy. Irrespective is not a word. Regardless is not the right word. That you have this in spades. You have to teach people how to give this much in charity and gratitude and time and so forth. So you're the leader in that. So now you have to do the opposite, and you have to find that one little guilty pleasure. You know, you're going to miss them. You're going to go for frozen yogurt by yourself, and you're going to miss your people. I know, but I think it might even, I don't know why, but find your own TV show that just you like, and just watch it when you're folding some laundry, or, you know, while you're doing something for someone else, or while you're eating, or that, you know, not what do you guys want to watch? I want to watch this. They can watch with you if they want. If for me, from hearing at this, is if you define yourself entirely as devotion, I don't know, it might even make the devotion better. I'm not even sure. Is that weird? What do you think, Faith? Is that weird? What do you think, hubby?
It's not now.
And I think that I would guess that they want that for you. Very much so. I don't know, if your birthday, you go out for your favorite meal or something, like, you know what? Every once a month, it's like wherever you want to go. I want, you know, pasta carbone tonight, or tonight I want meatloaf or whatever. So every now and then it's whatever you want. I promise you those two are going to want to make it happen.
Well, you know, my dream would be the one thing I can't seem to get out, my book, Who Kicked First, is my raw. I wrote it when she was in a medically induced coma because I was being interrogated left, right, and center. And everybody who's read it is like, this I can't put it down. I'm afraid to lock the door and unlock the door and go outside. And my dream is a one day have it to be a movie. That is my dream for one day for it.
A book you wrote or
I
what?
wrote, it's
What's
called Who Kicked First. It's the raw truth of what I went through. And it's, about domestic violence and going through every step of it. He was active military. Not all military is bad. I'm very much an advocate for active military and reserve military. My husband was Air Force, but it was a
Thank you for the
military.
service.
Thanks, brother.
It was a military cover up. It was never he said, she said. I have proof of absolutely everything that transpired, the medical records, everything that we went through, that I went through, that she went through, and the even just the cover of it. Like my very first page is like, please don't hold my grammatical errors against me. This was not meant to ever be told or put out there. And then I've done all these other books after the fact. But my number one dream, and you'll say, and my husband will tell you I'm the world's worst liar. My husband will tell you that I have always wanted you to be in that movie. Like, and you'll laugh, but it's funny. I wanted you to play my husband now because
Oh,
I had him before, and like he went to court with me, and he was the good guy.
I got to shave my head and work on my drawl and see how I can do. See how I can do. I love my wife. And I love this little girl. Like I'm just making. I don't. Sorry, I'm doing a terrible, terrible imitation accent. I'm doing.
But yes, and so that's just, and I have to tell you, and this is gospel truth, is when I was going through all this night after night, I would purge the blacklist at night, and I was like, man, I need a Raymond Reddington, because he never hurt the good people. He protected those he loved, how he took care of Elizabeth, and he watched over her, and I was like, I needed a Raymond Reddington right now, like it, just. I loved his character, and I loved yours because you brought in this sense of humor, and I was like, why couldn't I have a team like this that helped take care of me through all of it? And, people have asked me I've done 1,000 interviews, and everybody's like, if your book turned into a movie, who would you want to be? And I don't know who could play me, but I'm like, I know who I'd want to play him. And that's all, and the bad guy, like Keith or Sutherland, I think would be great for the bad. I call him idiot, but like, I don't know, but my number one dream would be for that book to be out. And
Love to hear that.
somehow.
So I wish I had good advice on that because I'm not a writer and I've never had a pitch go forward into. I wish I knew, but I don't know. I would vision board it, manifest it, maybe take a screenplay class, put it up, get Final Draft, which is write a screenplay, and then start typing it up it needs to be a screenplay from a book so you can adapt it. I don't know. I mean, now with AI, there's so many tools that can help or so forth. You make a short film about it, it can raise a little bit of money and make a short film. There's no right way. I would begin that discussion or look up some books or videos or AI and begin. And again, if it doesn't happen, something else will happen on that journey. Something else cool will happen. Maybe you're a writer.
Well, I've written
Maybe
58 books now.
what?
Yeah.
Oh, we didn't so what else was your other priority is writing? Oh gosh, you're an artist.
Well, I
Oh,
write, and it's all about healing. So I've written books that are now being used in foster care to help the kids go through what they've been through. The
oh wow, that's
The
awesome.
Stucco series now.
You
I'm
making
helping more.
money? Are you making money as a writer? I'm curious. Do you have a publisher? Or you self-produce and then sell on it?
Self-publishing, but I'm not making any money in it. It's not enough. It's
And
nothing.
Amazon
It's that
children's
through
book.
Amazon.
You have to write a children's book. I'm sure you've written a bunch of children's books and
Yeah,
get them.
I wrote Stucco Squad about our golden retriever helping 4 to 8 year olds. There's 11 books in that series. And then I wrote my prequel, and I've done all these others. She's written 5 books, but you have to be James Patterson to make any money writing books. And so that's the thing.
Hard to make money as an artist. My goodness. You gotta love it. And God can't do it for the money, do it for the love. And then sometimes hopefully the money will follow. Anyway, do you guys have any more questions for me?
You like totally made it her entire day. She wants to,
You
if
guys
we
made
can,
mine.
when we're done recording, she wants to send you these little keychains that her and my husband make of your
Oh,
dogs. Uh,
oh.
and she wrote a poem for you, but she doesn't want to read it, so she wants to send it to you. So she is just,
I read poetry too.
you do?
Yeah, my favorite course at college was modern poetry, besides my acting classes. Yeah, and every now and then when I don't know how to express myself, I just write a poem or I work on a poem for a while. It
Wow.
helps me release. Nothing to publish. Once in a
See?
while, I put them on social media, but generally, I love it.
I
I
like
love
poems
poetry.
from time to time.
Yes, she does. She does. It's
Do you
amazing.
want do you want to put it in the chat right now and I can read it?
She has it in the other room. Yeah, you could go. You have to put it in the chat. You have to type it out. You
Is it
can.
long? Can we do it? Is there time for put it in the chat?
Yeah, she has time.
I have a lot.
She's written a lot, that's for
Like
sure.
over 70.
Yes. Here, you could put it over here, but I'm gonna go ahead and end the recording and then you can do that, okay? I want to thank
No.
everybody for going on this
Wait,
roller
hold on,
coaster with
hold on.
us.
Whoa, 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 whoa.
Sorry. Okay, sorry.
I want to read the poem in the recording.
Oh,
Wow.
wow.
You're awesome.
You know,
Wow.
you meant because I have a lot.
Do the one that you wrote, that you dedicated, that you wrote for me. That one about being my mom that like brought tears. And you
I
and
wrote a couple for you.
well, then you just have to type it out real quick.
What? Wait. Faith, which one do you want to
Which one do you
read?
want to read?
I was born as one.
Okay.
But in the cat or out loud.
Well, he wants to read it, so you have to type it out.
Or dad can read it?
Which one?
No, not him.
She types
not
very,
him.
very fast.
Okay, great.
All right, type it
Type
out.
type it up and I will read it. And then I think that's a nice way to, if this is a gift for me, I would like to
See?
share.
So, what have you got coming up that we can promote for you since you
Oh,
brought tears to me?
I directed a play called Lost in Del Valley that is running through May 3rd in New York. It's been a passion project. It's a one-man show written and starring Ned Van Zant. Ned Van Zant played Blacklister Leonard Call in season 2 and season 3 of The Blacklist.
Yes.
Who's a good guy Blacklister. He actually can find anything analog. And that's how we met. Our characters crossed path one day. And then, as actors do, you hang out on set and you swap stories. And he had more stories than anyone I'd ever heard. And he said, I actually wrote a play about this period of my life. And he has been through some stuff too that are just have your jaw on the floor. And there's a big element of the story about the power of art and power of acting. And I was looking for projects to direct that were character based and actor based, not like, not a whole lot of bells and whistles or musicals and stuff. And I said, I have some ideas about, have some thoughts on the thing. And I told him, I said, oh, wow, we haven't found the right director yet. And jump ahead. He asked me if I would, work on it. I asked what was going on with it. He asked me if I would work on it. And we began working on it hard again 4 years ago. And we workshopped it, jumping in, did readings, workshopped it again. And we went to the Edinburgh Fringe Festival last summer, which is the big theater festival in the world in Scotland. And we got some very nice press notices and a couple of awards. And we brought it back and we workshopped it some more. And now it's running off Broadway.
Congratulations.
And it's my directorial debut in New York.
That's amazing.
And I remember I said I wanted to direct. I didn't know how and when. And I have to say, there's a lot of days that I was like, this is so, for no money. This is just burning out. I'm burning out. Time is life. I'm loving it, but I'm also just like, I have so many things to do, and like you said, you almost for free is a hard thing to do. And just just the very last performance, I was like, oh wow, this is all worth it. It's really coming together. I'm really proud of it and proud of Ned.
Do you still talk to James Fader?
No, James is like Reddington. He is mysterious and he's also like Reddington in that he is a Luddite. He does. I don't even think he has a iPhone.
Really?
Does he have an iPhone? But